Hello again, Zach Dilly here to summarize what I learned in lessons 5 and 6. This was kind of a big overall learning experience of the Google programs. Specifically, we used Docs first, then Forms, and then Sheets. Um, so I'll just kind of go touch on each one of those, what we learned from each of those. Um, First off, in Docs, I thought the assignment was really cool for Docs. The collaborative story was something I had never experienced before, especially not in high school. That was more of a time when Microsoft Office and those programs were very popular. Um, and in my undergrad, I just never did anything like that. And I guess I wasn't really tech savvy back then, but um, I just started to get into some Google Docs and mostly in some study groups where people would contribute to the study guide. But that was about it. Nothing like creating a story together. I thought that was a really cool assignment. It promoted creativity, which I think is something that is good for students. Sometimes I think they get disinterested in the mold that they have to fill, as far as like the traditional classroom with books and all these kinds of assignments. And I think this especially be effective for where my area of education will be as in the mod special education classroom. Um, Sometimes if it's not something that's on a device like a laptop or a phone, the assignments are pretty boring and disinterested to the students. And I think this is a great way to engage and promote creativity that otherwise would be untapped. And um, I think it's definitely something that I want to try to include into my classroom. That is, if I'm teaching something that's like reading or writing, something expressive as far as that. Um, Maybe create like a weekly collaborative story amongst a few students who are in a group, and that could be something that we can turn in each week. Just kind of contribute here and there. But I don't know. I just kind of want to play around with it and see how it works, see how effective or ineffective it is. If it's something that could work, that'd be awesome. And I just think it's another way we can try to incorporate this advancement of technology that we're seeing. Excuse me. Man. So another Google tool we used was Forms. And this is something I hadn't personally used before. I've used it only to be to contribute answers, but I've never created one on my own. So this was a really nice thing to learn. Um, and I think it can be very significant as well. It's really cool to be able to gather information in a way that can be fun. I think, like I said, students love to be on their devices if they know they're going to take a little bit of a questionnaire or a survey or maybe even a quiz online like that. I think it can engage them and promote some interest that otherwise we'd really have to dig for. Which is something we should be doing, But I think this is a pathway to get that interest from our students, and I think Forms is a good way to do that. And that's even a good way for us to even um, ask them what it is that they would like to do, maybe in the classroom, what could be more engaging. Create a survey such as that has those kind of questions on there to generate new ideas to engage our students. So I just think there's a lot of ways we can incorporate the forms and use them in our classroom. The last part was Sheets. Um, Sheets was really a new experience for me. I've never used a spreadsheet really before unless somebody created one for me, and then I kind of looked at it from there. Um, Definitely minimal editing when that was happening, because I look at it and there's all these little boxes and you got to edit them, and there's a different way you input the information in like a doc or a form. So it was kind of, I guess you could say, scary for me because I had never done it, and I feel like I just was going to mess it up every single time. So this was a great experience, and also the discovery I made with this is the amazing add-ons that Google has for to make the experience a little bit easier. The one for the spreadsheet that I used for our assignment making a gradebook was called I think it was called Gradebook for Google Sheets and Classrooms. I think it was what it was called, and it made it really easy to know where to input information, and it was color coded, so it didn't all just look like one big sheet. You could really decipher where to put information, which made it a lot easier for me to to incorporate the data that I had. Um, so Sheets again is another useful tool that we can use, and knowing that there's add-ons to help us out with these spreadsheets, and I'm sure there's add-ons for docs and forms too that will just add to the what do you call it, like the malleability of these tools that we can use inside the classroom, just to promote a technology environment that we're going to be, getting into in the years to come. It's only going to keep advancing and getting better, and with these tools, I think we can kind of stay up to par with those things that are coming out. So that's my lesson 5 and 6 summary. Thank you.